their mutual joy, for the help and comfort given one another in prosperity and adversity, and when it is God's will, for the procreation of children and their nurture in the knowledge and in the love of the Lord. Therefore, marriage is not to be entered into unadvisedly or lightly, but reverently, deliberately, and in accordance with the purposes for which it was instituted by God. Into this holy union, Serena and Kevin now come to be joined. If any of you can show just cause why they may not lawfully be married, speak now, or else forever, which is a long time. Hold your peace. Thank you. I require and charge both of you, Kevin and Serena, here in the presence of God, in the presence of your family and your friends, if either of you know of any reason why you should not be joined together, let us know now. Who gives this ride away today? We got a lot of hands in here today.
I don't see nobody else.
That's you, sir. Now you can have a seat.
Thank
you. All right, here we go. Serena, will you have this man to be your husband, to live together in the covenant of marriage? Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live? You say?
I do.
And Kevin, will you have this woman to be your wife, to live together in the covenant of marriage? And forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live. And will all of you witnessing these promises do all in your power to uphold these two persons in their marriage? If you do, say we will.
We will.
All right, you take her right hand. I, Kevin. Take you, Serena, to be my wife, to have and to hold, this day forward, for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, until we are parted by death. This is my solemn vow. And you take his right hand now. I, Serena, take you, Kevin, to be my husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish until we are parted by death. This is my solemn vow. Kevin has something he wants to say to Serena.
All right, let me get serious for a second. Thank you for 11 years we've been together. Everything you put up with, I'm the easiest person. Always stood by me, no matter what.
Father, we thank you for these rings, a symbol of love and fidelity and trust, God. We pray and ask you that you, as you bless these rings, that you would bless their lives, that you would bless their union with more fruitful days of laughter and joy to come. In the name of your Son, Jesus, we pray. Amen. Before I give these rings to be exchanged, I just want to talk a little bit about rings. I'm not going to preach today. First of all, it's round, which means that you can't tell when it begins and you can't tell where it ends. Like we talked about the other night, You can't even remember the day that you fell in love, because you didn't fall in love, you grow in love. And the same way how you grew in love, that's the same way how you have to continue to grow in love. People fall apart because they stop loving each other, because they stop investing time in each other. So remember, when you look at this ring, there's no beginning and no end. Also remember, it's a circle. What goes around comes around. If you want your husband to treat you right, you got to treat him right. If you want your wife to treat you right, you got to treat her right. Right? Other than that, there's a diamond in this ring. There's a diamond in this ring. And a diamond is one of the most precious jewels in the earth. And what that signifies to the both of you is that love and marriage is not cheap. It's not something that you just pick up and throw away and throw down because things are not going the way you want it to go. It costs a lot of money to get a diamond ring. I was so impressed by Kevin the other night. He said that when he finally decided to get married, he came to Serena and he said, let's do this, sold his car and bought her an engagement ring. That's a real man that will sell his own possession to bless his wife with something beautiful that she can be proud of. So it's a reminder to both of you that your wedding, not the wedding, but your marriage is not cheap. It costs you something. Love costs. It costs sacrifice. Sometimes you got to go the extra mile. But that's what you remember when you look at this ring. Also, it's made of gold. Gold comes from the earth. This, I guess, is white gold. And when you get gold from out of the earth, it doesn't look like this. It's covered in soot. It's covered in coal. It's covered in dirt. And gold is not precious until they take it to the refiner, and the refiner melts it and gets all the impurities out and then forms it into a ring. So over time, there's impurities that happen in a relationship. There's a fight here, there's a struggle there, there's a tussle here. But just like gold is refined in the fire, your love, your marriage, your relationship is better. It gets better with fire. In other words, when you go through those difficult moments, it helps you to make your relationship what it is and what it will be in the future. So just remember those things. Also, the ring goes on this left hand, on the fourth finger. And in times of old, they believed that there's a vein that runs from this finger right up through the arm, right to the heart. So it's like when you put that ring on this finger and you look down on it, it's a reminder to you that the person that you are committed to is close to your heart. So it's not, a ring, a wedding ring is not just another piece of jewelry. It's not another piece of bling bling. It means something. It means that when someone sees you on the street and they look down at your hand, they know that you belong to this brother. And when a woman sees him on the street and she looks at his hand, then she knows that this is off limits. So it's more than just bling bling. This one goes to you, right? We'll start with you, because you're the man. Ready? Here we go. Serena, I give you this ring. Yeah, you can. As a symbol of my vow. And with all that I am, look at her.
With all that I am.
And all that I have.
And all that I have.
I honor you.
I honor you.
Okay, so come on, bro. Kevin, I give you this ring.
Kevin, I give.
As a symbol of my vow. And with all that I am and all that I have, I honor you. Now that Serena and Kevin have given themselves to each other by solemn vows and with the joining of hands and the giving and receiving of a ring, I pronounce that they are husband and wife. So for the first time, everybody stand up. For the first time, I'm pleased to present you Mr. and Mrs. Kevin John Olades. Let's pray.